What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy something. Hit the keys here to show you guys some quick little chord tricks and some melody tricks that you could use using the chord function in Akai MPC beats. Make sure if you guys like this content that you drop a whole elbow on that like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell. So every time we drop a new video, you can be the first to see. But let's go. Push.
Some, hit the key.
All right, so I've got the MPC beats loaded up here. We're just gonna go ahead and go into the keyboard function, make it easier for you guys to follow along. It's got a bunch of different instruments in that functionality, so it's just easier. So we're gonna come right over here to keyboard and pianos, and we're gonna just basically use the basic piano for this because it's just gonna be something pretty quick and easy. So when you come to the home screen, you'll notice over here, when you first come here, it'll be off and it'll just have the keys like this. So if you turn on your chords or your chromatics or your notes or whatever it is, if you go to chords and turn on your chords, it's going to give you your notes in chords. So you can start on the root or you can go continuous. You can make the root note whatever you want of your chords. I'm just going to leave it at C. And then it's got all kinds of different scales that you can use. So, you know, if you go into harmonic minor, it's going to give you... But as you can hear, all the notes are chords put together instead of it being a single note. So versus, so that's dope. You don't even have to do it. You don't even have to know music. like Sharpie said, you don't even got to know music theory to do this. But you know, it gives you a good base start for where you can, what you can do building chords. So we're just going to build a quick little chord progression. And then I'm going to show you guys a melody trick that you can use to go along with this little chord progression trick. So we're just going to go to chords. We have it there already. We're just going to go to the natural minor. And then you can pick the octave. You can pick the scale chord type. So you can go the 1-3-5, the 1-4-5. In case you didn't know, on your keyboard, it replicates this. So your 1 is going to be the A, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's going to be Q, W, E, R, and then it's going to be A, S, D, F, and then it's going to be Z, X, C, V. So this emulates on your keyboard. If you don't have a controller or something like that, you can still use your keyboard like it is the pads. So for this, we're going to go ahead and go 1-3-5. I'm going to make something maybe about 90 tempo. So I just like to click on there and type in 90 and enter. And then we're going to just record it down. So again, the good thing is that all you got to do is push one button and it's going to play chords for you. And that's just dope. So let's go ahead and hit record, and we're going to record something in there. Make sure you always change your bars over here to how long you want it to be. I just want this to be 4 for the sake of this demonstration. And then we're going to hit record, and we're going to go. All right, so we're going to run with that for the basic chords. So now you got some chords. So what we're going to do next now is we're going to just put a basic melody over the top of that. So for this, I'm going to grab a plugin. This plugin's free. It's called DFR 76. I'll have the card over in the corner. But basically, in order to load up other plugins, I've showed you guys how to put the plugins into the actual DAW in another video. So I don't need to show you that, but I'll just show you this real quick. So boom, I'm just going to load it up here. PST, DFR. And I'm going to use some kind of pluck, probably the soft tubular. All right, so now what you can do, which is pretty dope, is since you have your chords laid down, so since that's playing in a chord, you can come back over here to the home screen and you can ARP it up. And if you hold it down, that one note will play an ARP for you, those 7 notes in that chord. So, you know what I'm saying? You can use that as the start of your melody. So we're going to just lay something down real quick. All right. And then bam, just like that, you have a little melody laid down over top of your chorus. So something that I wanted to show you that I'm slipping on is when you lay your notes down in there and you have it set up as chord, you'll see it'll lay down the whole chord and not just one note either, which is pretty cool, you know, so that you know what your chords are that you're playing. That's a pretty dope feature. And the same with the arpeggiate on those bells or plucks I just put down. And so what you can do, if you don't like how that arpeggiate sounds, you can just come in here and all the notes that are in this chord, I guess, because it's still technically, I guess, a kind of a chord, you can move them around. So you can move this here. And you can put that there and it'll still sound good. So like, listen. So if you just want to switch up every other chord, you know, like every other one of those. And so then it gives the beat a whole different feel, you know? So we'll play that from the beginning. So, I mean, you know, now you got a base of a beat. So now we want to put something else underneath it. Some more chords, I guess, or, you know, just some more kind of something else to make the beat a little fuller. So I'm going to come back here to this home menu. Oh, sorry. I'm going to come back over here to this track view. And then I'm going to come down here to synth pad. And I'm going to find a nice little pad. This is gentle. So now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go back to this home page and I'm going to take the ARP off because I just want to use the chords basically. And I'm just going to put down another set of chords over that. You don't have to do this. You can put another top melody. You can do whatever you want when you're making the beat. This is just what I'm going to do for this. So we're going to record. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I didn't plan on doing this for this demonstration, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna mess with some of the levels just to level it out. All right, I'm gonna turn up the delay on the piano. I'm gonna turn the reverb up too. And I'm gonna put this plugin called, I know most of you guys probably know what it is, but I'm gonna put isotope vinyl on there just so it gives it that vintage sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn up the warp depth and I'm gonna tank it to like 1970. So when you listen to it, it takes it to basically different time and era of music, what like a piano would sound like played off a record. We'll play this. So I'm gonna put some reverb and some delay on those bells too. So with this too, as I'm going through here and I'm messing with the levers, I like to have my melodies somewhere around 18, and then my drums around 9 to 12, depending on the instrument. That way it'll blend well with the beat when it's all done. So I'm not gonna mix this beat all the way down. I'm just doing this just for, I guess, for you guys' sake as you're listening. Now I'm gonna put some delay on there too, or reverb on there too. So we're gonna go with this air reverb. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put down some drums. I wasn't really gonna do all that, but I guess I will since I'm already halfway there. So we'll go ahead and hop into drums. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull some drums out of a drum kit. So in order to do that, you're just gonna come over here to this button that says File Browser. And then normally this will be shut, but if it's open, that's fine. I'm going to go to desktop because that's where I keep my sound packs. You want to go to wherever you guys keep your sound packs. I'm going to pull up a free sound pack and use that so that you guys can get that too if you need to. So I'm going to use this Tsunami drum pack. We're going to grab a kick, a clap, and a hi-hat from that. So we'll go through the kicks real quick. So we're gonna go with this Gucci Guap. I'm gonna push an arrow back up. I'm gonna get a clap. Guess we'll get this Casheroni. All right, so now I'm gonna build the drum pattern. And so in order to build the drum pattern, you're basically just going to hit record, and it's the same thing. You can keep building over and over with the drum pattern too, which is pretty dope. So hit record. All right, and so another cool thing with the drums, if you come over here to your main menu and you hit note repeat, you can just hold down the hi-hat and it'll play the hi-hat in every note. So you always want to make sure that you overdub so it keeps all these notes, and then you can go push play. And then you can mess with the velocities. So when you pull every other one down, it gives the beat a different bounce. So we're going to put a couple snares in there too. So we'll run with that for the snare, and then we'll just put a little bass snare, I guess, and we'll call this a beat. So we'll go back to the main page, and we'll just come over here to our synth bass, and then we'll find a bass that we like. So I kind of like this square. I mean, it'll work. But with that, so now we're at a point where we have to go back and make sure that we've turned our chords off, because we don't want our bass to play in chords. We just want our bass to play in a note. And so we're going to go down an octave. All right, so I'm going to run with that, but I don't know how I'm going to play it yet. So I know, since I already know that the root notes of my chord are A and C, I already know what to play for the 808. So all right, so I'm gonna run with that for my 808 pattern. So we'll go ahead and record that in. All right, so pretty basic pattern, but you guys get the drift. This is just basically to show you guys how to put together. Really, it was just to show you guys some chord melodies or whatever, but I went ahead and put something together. So I guess I'll show you one more thing while we're here. I'm going to go ahead and come over here and we're going to put some distortion on this 808 just to make it sound, a little better. So this distortion amp. Oh, watch your ears. Turn down the way. All right, and so just like that, we got a beat. If you appreciate the content, make sure that you guys subscribe, you like, you hit that notification bell. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some hit the key.